Amelia Frank is one of those rare names in science that almost vanished from history, not because her work lacked brilliance, but because her era left little room for women to be remembered. Though not widely taught in textbooks, Amelia Frank represents a generation of early physicists whose contributions were overshadowed by social barriers, limited academic access, and the dominance of male voices in science. Born in the late 19th century in Europe, Amelia Frank showed an early aptitude for mathematics and natural philosophy, what we now call physics, at a time when universities were only beginning to accept women. She pursued education through private tutors and later gained limited access to higher studies. Physics during this period was undergoing a revolution, with discoveries in electromagnetism, thermodynamics, and atomic theory reshaping how humanity understood the universe. Frank entered the field driven by curiosity rather than recognition. Her primary work focused on theoretical physics, particularly early models related to energy transfer and material behavior under varying temperatures. While her research did not always carry her name as lead author, historians believe she contributed significantly to collaborative papers that later influenced more prominent physicists. Like many women of her time, her role was often minimized to that of an assistant, even when her intellectual input was substantial. Amelia Frank also worked as an educator, teaching physics and mathematics at secondary institutions for women. This role, though considered modest by academic standards of the time, was critical. Through teaching, she helped introduce scientific thinking to young women who would otherwise have been excluded from the field. Her lecture notes, some of which survived in private archives, show a deep understanding of complex physical principles explained with clarity and originality. Despite her dedication, Frank faced constant obstacles. Research funding was scarce, laboratory access was restricted, and professional recognition was minimal, as major scientific awards and academic positions went almost exclusively to men. Her work slowly faded from public memory. By the time of her death in the early 20th century, her name was largely absent from scientific records. Today, Amelia Frank is remembered not for fame, but for what she represents: the countless scientists whose contributions were lost due to inequality rather than lack of talent. Revisiting her story reminds us that the history of physics is broader than the names we commonly hear. It is filled with forgotten figures whose ideas quietly helped shape modern science, and Amelia Frank stands as a powerful symbol of that hidden legacy.